Before I get this video started, I just want to let you know that I've actually gotten this video idea from Pilist. This man does a lot of Super Dragon Ball Heroes content, some power scaling. Definitely go check him out. Link to his channel will be down in the description below.
Super Dragon Ball Heroes. This topic has been discussed by a lot of people. It didn't really make a lot of appearances until 2010. And as the years went on, it got more and more popular. It made over 50 million yen, and to this day, there are still a lot of people in Japan that love this game. They love the series, and they love the manga as well. But what if I told you that there's been a lot of misinformation being spread across the internet and to a lot of people about Super Dragon Ball Heroes? A lot of people don't know where the power is at. They don't know how to differentiate characters from another. And what if I told you that Super Dragon Ball Heroes, just like the Dragon Ball timeline, has many continuities? You know how Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super, those two do not correlate with one another? Well, Super Dragon Ball Heroes has a lot of continuities that don't correlate with one another. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining all of the power from weakest to strongest, from World Mission to main continuity to Ultimate Mission X. Get your popcorn, fasten your seatbelts, whatever you are. This video is going to be a very interesting topic. You see, there are actually 8 continuities of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, but only 6 of them have Xenogoku in it.
Goku Nero?
What is it?
You only showed us 7 images.
Right, but the 8th one will be important for later. But I also want to clear something up, which is a huge misconception. A lot of people actually think that Xenoverse and Super Dragon Ball Heroes are connected to one another, which is actually proven to be false, as both the creator of Xenoverse and the creator of Heroes came out and said, no, the games have nothing to do with each other. And let me pull up a scan to show you the proof. As we can see in this scan right here, it says, despite Heroes adapting storylines and characters from Xenoverse, staff discussion published in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes 8th Anniversary Super Guide indicates that the broad term use of the term Xeno is not intended to draw a connection to the game, instead trading on its real-world usage of signifying differences to provide a unique branding for Heroes' specific characters. And in this interview, they go into more detail on why these two games are not connected with one another. Let me pull out the translation. 3 years after the introduction of Xeno, it's becoming a mainstay with fans. Characters who debuted in the Dark Empire arc, etc., are called Xeno, but this term simply means something different, or something changed. To producer Higuchi, the term distinguishes characters who are connected to the Dark Demon Realm and was also aimed at providing a branding along the line of Z Warriors. Since it doesn't stem from Xenoverse, but is a unique rule of Heroes. At this point, it hasn't appeared in any other works. It's continuing to gain traction with users and is even starting to be recognized by people who don't play Heroes through toys and other merchandise. So basically, the only thing that they share is the term Xeno. Other than that, these two games do not correlate with one another. And it kind of should be obvious that these two games do not correlate with one another, because in Xenoverse, there is no Xenogoku, Xenovegeta, Xenogohan, Xenogoten, Xenopant. There's only Trunks. And also, despite them having some of the same characters like the Supreme Kai of Time, Demigra, Mira, Timebreaker Bardock, despite these games having the same characters, the scaling and the rules do not apply to each other. They are different, the rules are different, the scaling is completely and utterly different. Alright, now that we knocked that out of the way, let's go back to the continuities where Xenogoku appears. The continuities that Xenogoku appears in Super Dragon Ball Heroes are Ultimate Mission X, aka UMX, World Mission Continuity, and the main story continuity.
Wait, you only listed 3. Where are the 6?
The main continuity is actually divided into 3 categories: the arcade, the promotional anime, and the manga, which makes it a total of 6 continuities that Xenogoku appears in. And just like how Xenoverse and Heroes has completely different scaling, all of these continuities also have different scaling. The rules do not really apply to one another. Now let's get into this, shall we? Alright, let me cover the first continuity. The first continuity that I'm going to cover is Ultimate Mission X. You've probably heard the saying that Xenogoku can solo all of Dragon Ball Super. Well, it's this Xenogoku right here, Ultimate Mission X. And this Xenogoku is also the most powerful version of Xenogoku. Xenogoku, along with Beat and Note, fought against Demigra, who was not only going to destroy the Dragon Ball verse, but also the real world where Beat and Note live.
Oh, that's nice, but where's the proof?
Oh, you want proof? Okay, here it is. Take a moment and pause to read all of it. That's your proof. Alright, time's up. Let's keep going.
Wait, no, I wasn't finished yet!
Too bad. We gotta keep going. I also want you guys to understand something. A lot of people don't even bother doing actual research when it comes to Super Dragon Ball Heroes. They believe anything and everything that the wiki and the versus battle tells them. The myth that is spewed out is that, oh yeah, Xenogoku defeated Demigra in base form. Well, not quite. In fact, it was actually a team effort. Xenogoku was held by Chronoa, aka the Supreme Kai of Time, and other fellow Time Patrollers. And the one that gave Demigra the toughest competition, the one that gave him the hardest battle, was Xeno Gohan, who happened to be in his ultimate form. Now remember, this is the UMX continuity. A lot of people mix up the UMX continuity with the main continuity of Super Dragon Ball Heroes. They think that, oh, since it happened in Ultimate Mission X, then it surely has happened in the main continuity as well because of the trailer. Well, actually, that's not the case. Because thanks to a lot of people mixing these two terms, they think that Xenogoku from the main continuity can solo all of Dragon Ball Super. And unfortunately, that's not the case. Because, like I said before, the versus battle and the battle wiki is not a reliable source. And a lot of misinformation gets spread across on those two websites. Which is why you have a lot of people saying the most dumbest shit ever. And it's not just applying for heroes, it applies for pretty much any kind of anime shonen. Specifically, battle shonen anime. A lot of misinformation gets spread out there. Alright, now let's go on to the second continuity. The World Mission Continuity. Now in the World Mission Continuity, Xenogoku has fought Sealess, and many people think that Beat lives in the real world. But in reality, unlike Ultimate Mission X, the world that Beat lives in is the future of the Dragon Ball world, where the Capsule corporations used Goku's story and have created the Dragon Ball anime. And another interesting fact about this continuity is that Xenogoku and Xenovegeta were actually fighting Goku and Vegeta from the Tournament of Power, aka Dragon Ball Super Goku and Vegeta, and they could not defeat them. They have stated themselves that their power is from a whole nother level compared to their own power, meaning that this Xenogoku, World Mission Xenogoku, is the weakest version of Xenogoku that there is right now. Alright, now that we have concluded World Mission continuity, it's time to move on to the third and the final continuity for Super Dragon Ball Heroes, which is the main story continuity. And also, the main story is divided into 3 categories, so I will start with the first one, which is the arcade. Alright, so for main continuity arcade Xenogoku, first he has appeared in God Mission, and then he joined the Time Patrol against Demigra, who wanted to rule over the Time Patrol so all of the timelines could be under his own control. And interesting fact, Xenogoku went through the events of the Dark Demon Realm, Prison Planet, Demigra's Assault, Big Bang Mission, and Ultra God Mission, and Meteor Mission as we have it right now. From the Prison Planet, he has a power scaling of post Dragon Ball Super Broly that keeps getting higher as the story keeps going, because duh, as the story progresses, obviously the character is going to get stronger. And now, current Xenogoku is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Goku.
Wait, did he go under the Events of Universe mission?
No, he did not go on the Events of Universe mission. If you watch the anime and you read the manga, even the arcade tells you this, the one that is present in Universe mission is Capsule Goku. Xenogoku isn't there. Okay, so here's the proof right here in this dialogue box. In this dialogue box, they're battling Demigra in his big form, and Trunks is wondering what the hell is going on with that form. And Demigra says that he will release the power of the Dark Demon power, which will then release the Demon Realm. Another thing that you should know is that Beat doesn't really exist in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes main continuity. In the Super Dragon Ball Heroes game, Beat is only an avatar that you can play as in the gameplay. He does not exist in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes world at all, which is why despite the promotional trailers that you see on YouTube or all over the internet showing him with Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan God battling the demon gods, he was never shown in the story to do so, and he was never mentioned by anyone in the story because he's just being used to promote the game. That's the purpose of those trailers. To end off the arcade continuity, Xeno Goku has actually gotten to experience GT and the 13Z movies. He's from a timeline where he's experienced that. Alright, now here we go to the second part of the main continuity, the Super Dragon Ball Heroes manga. Now, unlike the arcade, this Xeno Goku did not experience God Mission, and he did not understand anything about the Super Saiyan God form. He practically did not know it existed. And here's the proof on how Xeno Goku does not know what Super Saiyan God is. Everyone is lending their energy to Xeno Trunks, Xeno Goku, Xeno Vegeta, Xeno Gohan, Xeno Goten, Xeno Pan. All of these, including the Supreme Kai of Time, all of these people are lending their power to Xeno Trunks so that he can become Super Saiyan God, which is definitive proof that Xeno Goku in the manga did not know what Super Saiyan God was. To make this even more interesting, even the Supreme Kai of Time did not know what Super Saiyan God even was. She even thought that that was part of a legend, a myth. And another fact about this is that it also follows post-Tournament of power scaling. So here's a common mistake that a lot of people use whenever they try to scale Xeno Goku. A lot of people use this panel right here, Chapter 9, page 20 of the Super Dragon Ball Heroes manga, to say, yeah, he is such a huge threat. He's going to destroy every single timeline out there, and his power in Super Saiyan 4 is enough to destroy everything out there. Unfortunately, that's not actually the case. What really happens is this. When Heroes powering up, it's actually going to affect a time of a selective place, not all of the timelines. Another interesting fact, Goku was supposed to be in the body of a kid, similar to how GT Goku was to unlock Super Saiyan 4. But here, he has the body of an adult, so that's why it would affect the timeline where he came from.
Wait, so does that mean that Xeno Goku in the manga did not go through Dragon Ball GT?
That is right. Manga Xeno Goku did not go through the events of Dragon Ball GT. And here's the proof for that. In the first panel that you see over here on Super Dragon Ball Heroes Chapter 12, page 6, the Time Patrol have arrived in an alternative GT timeline. The battle between GT Gogeta and Omega Shenron was taking place, but despite being there, they had no idea what was going on. And on the second panel that we see over here, Super Dragon Ball Heroes Chapter 13, page 4, they did not know who Omega Shenron was. Robo had to explain to them who Omega Shenron was and why he's doing the way he is. And as we can see in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes manga, both Gohan and Goten did not understand what blood swaves were. They had to learn how blood swaves worked. And another thing about it is that they did not know that Gohan had the potential to transform into Super Saiyan 4. And that's how Xeno Gohan becomes Super Saiyan 4. Now that we have concluded the manga, it is time to go on to the third and final part of the main continuity, the promotional anime. Okay, now for promotional anime Xeno Goku that we see. Just like in the arcade, his story is continuing from God Mission and is now continuing into the current arc, Meteor Mission. In this interview that we see right here of Higuchi Wataru, I hope I'm saying that right, the producer of Super Dragon Ball Heroes of the main story, and the writer of the Big Bang Mission, Suzuki Rokushi, they have stated that Super Dragon Ball Heroes is taking place in a timeline where it is a continuation of Dragon Ball Super, just like how GT is a continuation of End of Dragon Ball Z. This interview was given for the 9th year anniversary guidebook of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, which was then translated by a guy who goes by the name Lightning X. Even the Dragon Ball Battle Hour, which is licensed by Shueisha and created by Bandai, also stated the same thing while confirming them. And yes, Super Dragon Ball Heroes is official. It's not fan-made, it is official due to the fact that it is made by Bandai and Shueisha. And just like the arcade and the manga of the main continuity, Beat does not exist in the main continuity of the anime either. He only exists in Ultimate Mission X, World Mission, Avatars, and Victory Mission. And besides World Mission, he lives in the real world. In World Mission, he lives in the future Dragon Ball Earth. And the facts where it says Demigra is threatening to destroy the Dragon Ball world and the real world only happens in Ultimate Mission X. And that about wraps up every single content.
Wait! Goku Negro!
What?
Aren't you forgetting something?
Forgetting something? What am I forgetting?
The 7 images that you've shown. You said there were 8 actually.
8? Oh yeah, that's right. I almost forgot. Thank you for reminding me. So the 8th continuity of Super Dragon Ball Heroes is the trailer continuity.
What? Trailer?
Yes, the trailer.
Are you serious?
Dude, I wouldn't be saying it if it wasn't true. Yes, believe it or not, the trailers are actually their own continuity. And in this continuity, the final Xeno Goku is in this continuity. The trailers that we see both Beat and Note in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes main continuity actually exist in a different continuity. This reality is real world of Avatar characters. And also, believe it or not, we exist in this continuity, which also means that we too are Dragon Ball characters. These translations that you see over here show that the trailers are their own continuity, where Beat, Note, and alongside other characters in the story are shown in the trailers. You can also find these characters in episode 29 of Super Dragon Ball Heroes. This episode specifically is separated from the rest of the Super Dragon Ball Heroes anime, as it is promoting the game and also showing that the characters are first in the real world, then getting sucked into the Dragon Ball world, and then getting sent back into the real world. This episode is part of the trailer continuity. Just a few things left to say. A lot of people and a lot of websites will try to mix up continuities and make the most stupidest things out of thin air. One of the biggest misconceptions is Xeno Goku can solo all of Dragon Ball Super. That is true if, and only if, you're talking about Ultimate Mission X Xeno Goku. If you're talking about World Mission Xeno Goku, nope, he could not even defeat Goku and Vegeta in the Tournament of Power. And main continuity, he can only beat characters that are not Gods of Destruction, Angels, Grand Priest, or Zeno. He cannot beat those characters. Now, don't get me wrong, Xeno Goku in the main continuity can beat up a lot of characters in the Dragon Ball Super anime. It's just that he cannot defeat Gods of Destruction, Angels, Grand Priest, and Zeno, like I said before. Another huge misconception is with Miki Kabura. Now, if he were to absorb all the timelines and all the histories, don't get me wrong, he would have definitely gotten more power. But his power was not where he was focused more. What was more focused on was immortality. And over time, if he were to successfully absorb them all, he would become insanely powerful. Unfortunately for him, that would eventually come to an end when it was slowly stripped away from him, and then Xeno Trunks finished him off. Which also explains how Demigra in Ultra God Mission was able to pierce through Miki Kabura's spirit and absorb his power. The biggest feat of the main continuity of Super Dragon Ball Heroes is when Capsule Corp Goku absorbed the power of the Universe Tree, which held the power of all 12 universes. And with that power, he was able to one-shot a being, aka Few, who one-shotted 2 Gogetas. And it has also been confirmed to be Goku's most powerful official form. So, to end this video off, Xeno Goku from Ultimate Mission X is stronger than Capsule Corp Goku on the time he absorbed the Universe Tree, who is stronger than Xeno Goku main continuity, who is stronger than Xeno Goku from the World Mission. And that about wraps up today's video on the continuities and everything that you need to know about Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. And to add some more information, I will be linking down the channels and the websites that Pilist has used to get his information to make up his own video. Definitely go check out his channel in the link in the description. I hope you guys learned something new, and definitely go subscribe to him. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you guys for watching this video. This is gonna be El Goku Negro signing out. Take care, mortals.